and Ang-Boon Lei.
Foul shot, ball in hand.
Gives the rack plenty of pasty, or Singapore equivalent. He slings that white in there and into the pocket. So this is going to be should be a profitable start for Romford Slim, who's also got the advantage here that he's got 6 points in the league. His opponent's got 4. So Davis should be almost booking his place into the last 64.
Look at the 1-9, Sid. Right there, that's how quick it can be. 9-ball. Instantly, Davis off the mark, steals the break over Lei. Everything in the open. The awkward shot comes right now, Sid. From the 4 to the 5, and Steve just giving you an area that he'd like to leave that cue ball in. If he can just get it very close to the center of the table, he should leave a fine clip on that 5 down to the bottom right corner.
As I say, Romford Slim after Minnesota Fats. No spring chicken.
He'd like to have gone a bit further, Sid. He had a little bit more room to work there.
Cue by the famous John Paris, who I gather is sitting in Steve's corner. Potted the winning ball against Earl Strickland for the Moscone Cup 6 months ago, where me and Jim and Jerry Forsyth commentating.
Yeah, just left himself a little tougher shot than he could have had he traveled a bit further. Another look at it. Thicker hit than Steve needed. But it could have been a little easier. But this is one that got away, Sid. He could have kept the pressure on Lei.
Yeah, Ang-Boon won't lay off here, given this chance. Tapping green 6 in the middle.
The one big advantage that Steve has in this match is he's going to be a lot more comfortable out there in front of the television lights and cameras than is Ang-Boon Lei. And he doesn't want to let this young superstar from Asia settle in.
Really, just he needs to draw the ball over to trickle it into the middle.
Little awkward cueing, bit tougher than it could have been.
Exactly, I was expecting him to use draw to go to the pocket that we are looking at bottom of frame, but seems to like the middle pockets. Mind if your eye's good, why not? But the knuckles are awkward at this kind of angle. It's hanging about, that's why. See, there's more knuckles showing than if he'd have taken it into the bottom pocket.
Well, he's telling you how difficult this shot is. He's just gotten up twice off the cue ball. Gathering his concentration. It's there, a bit of a snatchy cue action, but relief in the end. Well, players are getting the wing balls, Lei as well, and he's nicely situated on the 1 here. He's left himself a bit of a tunnel, and you can see that form you were alluding to, Sid, with the back leg going up. The flamingo-esque action employed by Ang-Boon Lei.
Eat your heart out, Scott Robertson. We have a Canadian poet in here. Flamingo-esque it is. Mind, it's got to be fantastically well coordinated if you're going to put that much ankle to fingertip power into the break.
And he's situated nicely here. Just stop this ball, Dad. And the 4 awaits into the opposite side pocket.
So William Ang-Boon Lei, the Pirate from Singapore, Joss Kyo, and always does well in the Southeast Asian Games. Right, only 5 would just suggest the fantastic talent in Southeast Asia.
Well, he's left himself a problem here. This is a very difficult angle to try and achieve position to that 7. The 7 on the right-hand cushion, the brown. And you can see the natural angle here takes the cue ball down towards the corner pocket. He's going to have to try and bring it up and leave it in the middle of the table and leave a fine clip on the 7. And again, Sid, he's going to have to play this shot with some speed because that cue ball is going to be traveling across the bed of the table, back off the opposite side. So this will have to be accurate. And he has left himself an awful lot to do here.
Well, absolutely. I thought you meant, which I think you did mean, he's going to play a back and forth shot laterally. In fact, it took an angle towards the bottom left corner pocket. And as you say, this is ferociously difficult, this.
This is something that we have come to recognize with 9-ball. When you go out of position once, everything tends to become more and more difficult as you continue on. And now he is faced with a murderously tough 8-ball.
Looking from where he is, the prism distorts by inches after a bad shot.
What a shot out of trouble. Ang-Boon lay there.
Incredible shot.
The best shot of the match thus far. And what a time to pull it out.
This then for 2-1 to the lad from Singapore against Steve Davis.
Playing this at pace, if he gets a full ball hit, he can keep the cue ball behind the 8.
Just the line to get it millimeter perfect. SD. Is it bouncing to where? Oh, another full roll and then a bit of a half. It'll be behind the 9.
Well, a little bit of a walk of resignation from Steve Davis back to his chair.
2-1. His opponent from Singapore leads. Well, he's left himself extremely awkward queuing here, but the blacks so adjacent to the pocket with 9 inches from the pocket.
This is a lot tougher than the 7 because that 8-ball looks to be dead straight in. And if it is, he can't get into the cue ball to impart any backspin. That means he's going to have to slow roll it.
And the trouble with the slow roll is that you can get slightly offline, and although it's only 9 inches from the pocket, it can easily go into either the north or south knuckle of the pocket, can the object ball.
You want a test of cueing? You're going to see one right here from Ang-Boon Lay.
See, can't even get the full tip of the cue on the ball. He's going to play it with half the tip.
I can't see any option here other than to slow roll this, Sid.
Absolutely, and there's no nap, so it can take a little course of its own when you're hitting that thin on it.
What a shot. As good as he could have done, and his task doesn't get any easier, but you notice the cue staying right on the line.
Now keep your eye on both balls. This is extremely thin. Well, safety?
Well, that surprises me. I have to say, he's, again, he's taken what the table gives him, but for the second time, many players would have taken the aggressive path.
Is he attempting the pot at all?
Look at this! 9 straight in the corner pocket, and look at Steve Davis. That was the problem for Lay. He allowed Davis too many looks in. Eventually, the former 6-time world snooker champion pounced. The shot of the match thus far.
Buster Mandy himself would have been proud of that shot by Davis. Lovely break. What's his shot like? Oh, the pink.
He's got the 1. He's got an open path to that 1, and the 2 the same end of the table, so an opportunity. But the initiative has to be in Steve Davis's corner after an unbelievable bank shot on the 9.
Feather flick. The 1 ball, as Jim said. Nothing to do on the 2. Good position they're on.
No problems, the 4 over the side pocket. Got a nice angle for his choice of pockets now for the orange 5 next. This is just the sort of lay, and excuse the play on words, lay of the land that Ang-Boon lay would have been looking for coming to the table after losing that last rack.
Yep, nothing to do but tap them in here.
And he's making short work of this rack. Very quick to once again establish his authority.
Coming in low, bottom spin to draw to center table. And he's got just a little angle to give himself more angle on the 9.
It's perfect, Sid. He can just draw back for the 9 bottom right. Doesn't really have a long backswing. He kind of pokes through the cue ball.
Exactly, more a jabber than a stroker.
It usually tends to leave a player very accurate, but not able to generate a lot of cue power. Who cares? 9 down. An Ang-Boon lay, 3-2 in front of the great Steve Davis, and it's a race to 5, remember. All set. Steve now would like to get back on level terms with Lay.
Well, opportunity for Snooker here.
Even a possibility he could attack this one, Sid. And nicely positioned. Got a long, straight 2 ball here. Looks like just stopping it dead. And that should leave the 3 into the same corner.
That's right, motoring now. Trying to peg back to 3-2. From 3-2, Davis in play and lovely control to the pink. Coming in with bottom spin to draw it back, to just trickle that orange into the middle. Chin to the cue, classic style. Tops through, beautiful control on this slippy base. There's no nap on the cloth. If you're working rolls through or draws, you've got to be very aware of how there's no drag on the ball at all.
Yes, but very impressive. This match has been a very high standard, Sid, hasn't it? Mistakes have been at a premium, and when they've come, the other player has pounced very quickly.
They're still in the league stage here. Davis got 6 points before this, 3 straight wins. Opponent's got 4 points from 4 matches. So Davis is in the top 4 of the league. So he levels it up at 3 apiece. Oh, Gresham!
Well, didn't look like that shot was available. How about that?
You'll rarely see a thinner cut executed as precisely.
And I've got to say, Sid, I don't necessarily agree with his shot selection. It was a very difficult shot on the pink, and it did not avail him position to the 6. So who knows what he's going to do here?
Well, I think he's after the middle pocket. We didn't need to think about the bank if he'd have gone the safety route earlier. Like you suggested, we aligns, Jim.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
It's the sort of shot I would play. The Mason's Arms putsy on a good night. Number 8th man in the B team. Well, you're right. Well, it's just say, chose the wrong shot, got a difficult bank, then makes a mess of what should have been an easy trickle in. Let's say he had more than 40-degree angle of that pocket. They shouldn't miss from there.
Quite an opportunity, though, for Romford Slim. Probably didn't think he was going to get it.
Coming in with top spin and right-hand side. Part of the pocket.
That was a beautiful stroke by Steve. And now he just wants to feather this in with a trace of left-hand side or English into that cue ball.
And a bit of top spin to take him to the colline, as they say in France, as that island. To take him to the hill.
And Steve snatches that one too. 4-3 in front, and he'll be breaking in the next.
Just checking the rules here. You have to approach the balls. The lowest ball must be hit after a successful visit to the table. In this case, he's on the red 3.
And a gilt-edged opportunity for Steve to grab this match right here, right now.
Oh, I think we're both of the opinion, and our co-commentator, Jerry Forsyth, that the game of 9-ball, a game with flash game, gambler's game, a game of luck, sometimes has actually produced another side to the interest in Steve Davis of snooker. It's actually released a sort of happy gremlin in him. We used to see him at Sheffield at the Crucible looking like a Buddha, an Essex Buddha, concentrating. But he suddenly changes in this. It shows his appreciation and his feelings. And when he is in this sort of mood, mind he's been given chances he maybe shouldn't have been. They come flocking to see even the champs. Davis in action.
No kidding, Sid, because right now Steve is looking like a robot. What we've come to recognize from the snooker world, he just doesn't look like missing right now. And when he's in this sort of mood, you just can't see any mistakes creeping into his game. And Johnny Archer,
we said,
former 4-time world champion, he's trying to get himself psyched up, and no better player to try and emulate than the man at the table right now.
Yes, when it comes to robotic, he could put R2 and D2 in the scrapyard. Perfect Eve on the 9. Romford Slim showing the grim-faced elegance that is his hallmark here in Cardiff.
And Steve Davis completes a 5-3 victory